Hey plant fam! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jaclynn. This is my jungle. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I just really appreciate you for being here and for clicking on this video. So, today we're going to be talking about all the reasons why I hate philodendron. And when I say that I hate philodendron, you guys, I'm not being serious. Like, let's be for real. Who hates a plant? Like, who has the energy to hate something that's an inanimate object? Like, it's not sentient. You guys, like, it can't hate you back. Hate for anything regardless. It's just dumb. Anyway, so these are the reasons why I dislike growing philodendron, but that title is not as much fun and you guys are less likely to click on it. So, I blame you. Really. So, anyway, I'm just kidding. Kind of. Not really. Okay, first reason on my list why I hate philodendron. And again, I don't actually hate philodendron. I just have been growing them for a long time, and these are all the reasons why I don't really buy them very often and why I have downsized my philodendron collection quite significantly in the last year or so. So the first thing on my list really shouldn't be surprising to anybody if you've been on my channel. If you're new here, hi, thank you for being here. But if you are not new here, then you know that they grow stupid. I think they grow stupid. I think we can all agree that they grow stupid. This is my philodendron tortum. I love her. Don't get me wrong. She's weird. We love a weirdo. But what is this? I gotta put her on a pole. And even if I do put her on her pole now at this point, she's like leaning that way. I waited too long to put her on her pole. So now I gotta like probably propagate her, and I really don't want to do that. So I've just been letting her hang over the side of the plant like this. So, you know, don't be like me. And maybe you won't hate it so much, and maybe you won't think that they grow stupid, but I just don't love plants that need poles at this point in time because they take up a lot of space. And if you don't put them on a pole at the right time, they look like this and they grow stupid. See, now this one I don't think it matters because it's kind of a wacky wild plant that if it wants to grow a little wacky and wild, it's really not all of that serious. But I am going to have to do something eventually with this. And I've been avoiding it, as you can tell, for years because I've had this tortum for years back when they used to be like $100. This plant was $100 when I bought it. Now you can get them for like $20. But yeah, they grow stupid, and that just kind of goes for majority of them. Not all of them are climbers, obviously. I do have a one that's a crawler. I think that they grow even dumber. They take up even more space. But I love my Dean McDowell, and he is one of the only ones that made the cut. He's the only crawler that made the cut when it came time to get rid of some plants. So, yeah, they grow dumb. Fight me about it. Reason number 2, I think we can all agree on, like, even if you love growing philodendron, this pisses you off. And it's the stuck leaves. And honestly, the only example that I have for you is my pink princess. Ignore this. I propagated her and then she just only grew from up here. I was hoping these nodes would activate, but that's fine. She's got a whole cluster. She's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. She's got gorgeous variegation, but she definitely does the thing. It's like the little Cinderella slipper, some people call it, where they get stuck. The leaves get kind of like wonky, they come out stupid, they get deformed. She's been doing pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I've had her for years, oh my gosh, and I've just propagated the heck out of her, which is why she looks like this. But yeah, the stuck leaves are definitely another thing that pisses me off about them, and I know I'm not alone on that one, so don't even come at me for that one, because I know it pisses you off too, even if you love growing these. And I obviously love these plants because I have them in my collection. So I'm going to say it one more time. I don't actually hate philodendron. I just have some things about them that really irritate me and make me not want to grow them and not want to buy them as much. So the stuck leaves are definitely another thing. And a lot of people are going to tell you that it's a humidity issue, and I've grown them in 100% humidity and their leaves still get stuck. So I'm here to tell you that it's just a thing that the plants do, and there isn't much we can do about it. They tend to do it more when the leaves are smaller, when the plant is more immature. As they get bigger, I do find that they don't have as much trouble coming out of the sheath. So my theory is, obviously this is just my theory, I'm not a botanist or anything, the leaves when they're small are just not strong enough to push out of the sheath at the end, and they get stuck and they get deformed and they get weird in there if you don't help them out. So a little bit extra humidity obviously can help. The moisture can help to get the leaf unstuck when the time comes. A lot of the time you can just kind of like gently pull it right out like that. That one wasn't really stuck though. Sometimes they're like stuck. But I do find that as the plant continues to mature, that it helps. It doesn't get stuck as much. And I think it just varies plant to plant, to be completely honest with you. I have some that are just more annoying than others, and they can be the same exact plant, just two different specimens. So this is all the same plant genetically. This isn't like multiple plants in one. So this one has just always been a really good plant for me. I got her before they started like TCing them hardcore. So she's an OG gal, and she's got some really beautiful color on her. I got her before the marbly ones were really popular, because she has marble and sectoral. She's like my little pink princess galaxy, you know? If we're just gonna give made up dumb names to plants. It's my pink princess galaxy. I'm kidding, that's not what it's called. But the stuck leaves, they piss all of us off. So that's definitely a deterrent for me when I see cute philodendron in the store. I'm like, do I want to deal with that? And the answer is usually no. All right, the next one, number 3 on my list of reasons why growing philodendron pisses me off. And it's the extrafloral nectaries. You guys, they're annoying, okay? I get that they're a natural part of the plant. If you've never heard of it before, it's these little sappy bits that you can get on the back of the leaves. You probably can't really see it, but you can hear it. Hear it? Sticky? Yeah. Sticky. You get these like little things, and then it can cause these little dots on the leaves, and I hate them. They're ugly. It makes the leaves sticky. I get that you can wash them off. They will crystallize over time and just kind of like come right off, but when they're sticky, man, they're sticky, and they are so gross. Like this one, I don't know if you can tell. And a lot of times people think they have bugs, because like, look, wouldn't you think like, oh my gosh, there's bugs on here, if you didn't know? They're not bugs. They're just, it's sap. So they have these little pores all over their leaves, and they release sap, and most philodendron do this. So if you do see these little dots, you can see all these dots on your leaves, it's not a pest. It's not anything that you're doing wrong. It's just something that the plants do. They do it in nature because it's a symbiotic relationship that they have with ants and other insects. They are attracted to the nectar, and that helps keep other bugs, bad bugs, away. So, unfortunately, it doesn't really do much in our homes. Unless you have ants in your house. I hope you don't have ants in your house. But you can just wash it off, but it's annoying, and I don't like it. So that is number 3 on my list of reasons why growing philodendrons are annoying. Number 4 is one of those things on the list that might make you cry a little bit when you experience it, and it's unstable variegation. So the type of variegation that we tend to see almost 100% of the time, if I'm not mistaken, on aeroids like philodendron is called chimeral variegation, which is by nature spontaneous and unstable. So what that means is that things can revert. As you can see, this variegated Billy breaking my heart. Going from being variegated to not variegated, that is what is referred to as reversion. So this plant has reverted back to green. Or you can get kind of like what my pink princess is doing over here, where you see these totally pink leaves, where the variegation just takes over the leaf, which unfortunately is kind of a death sentence, at least for the leaf, not necessarily for the plant. This plant has plenty of green on it because those leaves don't have chlorophyll. So it can go to both extremes on the spectrum when you have chimeral variegation, because it is so spontaneous and so unstable. So you can get your heart broken. You can spend a lot of money. Thankfully, this was gifted to me. I didn't buy this, so I can't really be that upset about it. But I would be if I spent $200-300 on this little cutting here and it reverted. But just so you guys know, variegated billies, if it's not a top cut, it will revert. Mid cuts, even if they have variegation on them, almost always revert, and I'm not sure why, but it's probably because this variegation is very unstable and it's very spontaneous. So maybe if I continue to let this grow, one day variegation will just come back, but the probability of that happening is pretty low. So that is definitely another reason why growing philodendron can be frustrating, annoying, and really just frankly piss you off and make you kind of hate them, which I don't, again, actually hate them. Last but not least, number 5 on my list of reasons why philodendron piss me off is that they are more prone to spider mites than the rest of my plants. This might just be me, but the only time I ever experience spider mites in my collection is always my philodendron. And unfortunately, this is what can happen. I had this beautiful pink princess, multiple plants potted up in here. One back here actually just totally died, and she's bouncing back now. She's got like some new growth coming in here. She's just not as pretty as she used to be, which is super sad and super unfortunate. But the spider mites were just like going crazy on this plant, and it took me a little while to notice it, unfortunately. And this is the result. So I'm gonna put her down. I gotta isolate her still, even though I've been treating her. I'm going to treat her a little bit more aggressively in the bathroom, but I just don't have an issue on the rest of my plants. Thankfully, my anthurium have been really resilient. They've been really great for me. I haven't had any issues, but the same way that I feel like my Hoya are prone to mealybugs, I feel like my philodendron have been prone to spider mites. I've struggled with them on and off for years with my philodendron, and I just don't know why. So yeah, I do use a all-natural systemic. It's called SNS 209. It's made from rosemary oil extract, and that usually does the trick. I also use just like straight up alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, topically, pretty much kills any bug on contact, in case you were wondering. Also works on fungus gnats. If I see them flying around, I'm just like, and they just drop. So, you know, they're not hard to get rid of. They're just persistent, and they can be annoying when you have a large collection. So, but yeah, I think those are all the reasons why philodendron piss me off and why I don't really particularly love growing them, and why I haven't really bought that many, and why I've really dwindled my collection down to just the ones that I love and the ones that I'm really interested in growing big and like having the space for. So if I'm not really into that plant, like it's not going to stay. And I'll probably continue to downsize my philodendron collection even more as my anthurium continue to grow, because I am starting so many breeding projects this year with my anthurium that I'm gonna need the space to grow out the seedlings for you guys. If you're not following me over on Palm Street, you absolutely should. It's the same username, Jaclynn's Jungle. I'm on Instagram as well if you want to follow me over there, just to keep up with, I post videos and pictures just of my plants, my pets, if you're interested in seeing my snakes, my geckos, my cats, other things like that, for sure go and follow me over there. But on Palm Street is where I sell primarily right now. That might change in the future, but that is where I'm selling right now. So if you want to get in on any of my anthurium babies, I sell Hoya and anthurium mostly as well. Every once in a while, a random monstera and philodendron or something pops up in there. But for the most part, your girl is mostly anthurium and Hoya at this point. So make sure you go and check me out over there if you're interested in that. Also, let me know if you agree or disagree with all of the things that I said today about why philodendron pissed me off. I feel like these are all valid things. But I would love to hear what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, you should definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. If you watched this whole entire video, you should leave me some, I don't know, your least favorite emoji, since we're talking about things we don't like today. I'm curious, what is your least favorite emoji? Leave it for me in the comments below and tell me why you don't like it. And I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I also hope that I see you in the next one. Bye!